Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Hairanina binti Muhammad Nizam. Number metric 1233436. The performance of dam by pilgrims is an important element in both Haji and Umrah to ensure the completeness and acceptance of this act of worship. However, the implementation of dam is sometimes taken lightly, not only by the pilgrims themselves, but also by Haji and Umrah management agencies due to limited knowledge regarding its proper execution in both rituals.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurusna Fariha binti Muhammad Zahidi. My metric number 1233402. Next, I will continue with dam concept in Hajj. From a linguistic perspective, dam means blood or being smeared with blood. From the Shari meaning a compulsory penalty in Hajj and Umrah. It is imposed for prohibited acts or neglected obligations. The ruling of dam is based on Surah Al-Baqarah verse 196, and dam may be fulfilled through sacrifice, fasting, or charity. It aims to purify worship and compensate shortcomings. Dam also benefits the poor and needy in the Holy Land. Next, types of dam. Number 1, dam tertib and takdir. Tertib means sequence and takdir refers to the stipulation set by Islamic law. The required expiation, slaughter a goat or a ram or 1/7 of a cow or a camel. If unable to do so, fast for 10 days, which is 3 days in Mecca and 7 days after returning to the homeland, or 10 days in the homeland, but must be interspersed between the first 3 days and the rest. And if unable to do so, pay 1 chupa of food in lieu of each day of fasting. And if unable to do so, it is bound according to his zimmah ability. Number 2, dam tertib and takdil. Takdil means substitution when a person is unable to perform the prescribed sacrifice. The required expiation. Number 1, offense of engaging in sexual intercourse while still in ihram. Slaughtering 1 camel. If unable, slaughtering 1 cow or an equivalent. If unable, slaughtering 7 goats or sheep. If unable, feeding the poor according to the value of 1 camel to be distributed to the poor and needy in the haram area. If still unable, fasting for several days according to the number of chupak measure of food that could be purchasing with the value of 1 camel. Number 2, being prevented or obstructed from completing Hajj or Umrah after entering Ihram. He must perform tahallul by slaughtering 1 goat and shaving or trimming the hair. If unable, purchasing food equivalent to the one of goat and distributing it to the poor and needy at the place of tahallul. If unable, fasting for a number of days corresponding to the number of chupa food measure that could be purchased with the value of 1 goat. Number 3, dam takhir and takdir. This type of dam allows the pilgrim to fulfill the obligation according to their own choice and capability. The required expiation, slaughtering 1 goat, or giving charity to 6 poor persons, 2 chupa for each person, or fasting for 3 days. Number 4, dam takhir and takdil. Takhir means that the pilgrim measures between sacrificing an animal, giving charity in the form of food, or fasting. The required expiation, number 1, offense of hunting game animals in the haram area. Slaughtering an animal equivalent to the hunted animal. For example, if a deer is hunted, its equivalent is a cow. If a gazelle is equivalent is a goat, and so on. Or purchasing food according to the value of the equivalent animal and donating it to the poor and needy of Makkah. Or fasting according to the number of chupa food measures that could be purchased with the value of the equivalent animal at the rate of 1 chupa per day. Number 2, offense of cutting, felling, or uprooting trees in the haram area. The ruling is the same as above, based on the equivalent of the tree that is cut, felled, or uprooted. If it is a large tree, its equivalent is a cow. If it is a small tree, its equivalent is a goat. If unable, the dam follows the same ruling as the penalty for hunting game animals, that is giving food in charity or fasting.
Implementation of the Haji dam has two. First, support services, which is Lembaga Tong Haji facilitators dam payment services for Malaysian Haji pilgrims in Mecca. This means that Lembaga Tabung Haji provides an organized system that allows Malaysian pilgrims to fulfill their dam obligations in Mecca without having to manage the slaughtering process themselves. Next, payments are made at LTH, which is Lembaga Tabung Haji, counters and maktabs, either by account debit or cash. Pilgrims can make dam payments conveniently at Lembaga Tabung Haji counters or maktabs, either through direct debit from their tabung haji accounts or by cash, ensuring easy and efficiency. Next, the amounts are determined based on the current market price of livestock. That means the amount of dam is not fixed but is calculated according to the prevailing market price of livestock in Saudi Arabia, ensuring fairness and accuracy in valuation. Next, all payments are made in Saudi riyals. All dam transactions are conducted in Saudi riyals to facilitate local financial management and compliance with Saudi regulations. Next, this service applies to dam tamato, dam kiran, and dam due to ihram violations. The service covers various types of dam, including dam for tamato and kiran haji, as well as dam imposed due to violation of ihram restrictions. Next, dam management. The Hajj Consul compiles data on dam payments and collections. This means the Hajj Consul is responsible for collecting and managing data related to dam payments to ensure proper record keeping and accountability. Next, a tender is opened to selected muassasah companies for slaughtering services. Slaughtering services are outsourced through a tender process involving selected and authorized muassasah companies. Next, the tender covers livestock supply, slaughtering costs and facilities. This tender includes the provision of livestock slaughtering expenses and the necessary facilities to carry out the process efficiently. Next, slaughtering is conducted after the Hajj season under official supervision. The slaughtering process takes place after the Hajj season and is carried out under official supervision to ensure compliance with Islamic and administrative requirements. Last, the meat is distributed to eligible residents of Mecca. The meat from the dam slaughter is distributed to eligible residents of Mecca, reflecting the social and charitable objectives of dam in Islam. That's all from me.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amira Balkis binti Saufi, metric number 1233396. Today I will present about contemporary issue of dam in Hajj and their solution. In this section, I will discuss several contemporary issues related to the implementation of dam in the performance of Hajj. Although dam is a Sharia obligation intended to compensate for certain shortcomings and ensure the completeness of Hajj. Its implementation within the context of modern Hajj management faces various challenges. Therefore, this section examines the key issue identified and the proposed solution to ensure that the performance of dam remains valid, well organized, and in accordance with Sharia principles. One of the most common issues faced by pilgrims is confusion regarding the types and procedure of dam. Many pilgrims are unable to distinguish between dam tertib and takhdir, and also dam tartib and dam ta'dil. And they are often unclear about the situation that necessitate dam. This lack of understanding may result in incorrect implementation or failure to perform dam within the prescribed time and manner, thereby affecting the completeness of the Hajj. To address this issue, pre-Hajj education should be strengthened through more systematic Hajj guidance courses, the introduction of specific modules on dam, and clear explanations supported by official manuals provided by mutawif and religious instructor prior to departure. Another significant issue is the lack of transparency in dam payment system, particularly when payments are made through coupons and third parties. Some pilgrims express concerns regarding whether their payments are genuinely utilized for valid Sharia-compliant slaughtering processes. Insufficient information about payment flows and management procedure may undermine pilgrims' confidence in the validity of their dam. The solution to this issue lies in the use of official and centralized payment channels supervised by authorized institutions such as Lembaga Tabung Haji, the adoption of digital platforms such as Tijari, enhance transparency, ensure accurate payment records and minimize the risk of fraud or exploitation. Furthermore, the large-scale slaughtering of animals for dam during the Hajj season presents substantial logistical challenges. The massive number of pilgrims require thousands of animals to be slaughtered within a limited time frame, demanding meticulous coordination and management. Any negligence in this process may raise doubt regarding Sharia compliance, as well as hygiene and safety standards. To overcome this challenge, slaughtering operations should be delegated to officially recognized organizations in collaboration with Saudi authorities. Continuous monitoring by religious and Hajj management institutions is essential to ensure that the slaughtering process adheres to Sharia requirements and establish safety regulation. Finally, women, elderly pilgrims, and those with physical limitation face particular difficulties in fulfilling dam obligation. Physical constraint and health condition may hinder their ability to manage dam procedure directly, whether in terms of mobility or technical requirement, thus increasing the risk of non-fulfillment. The appropriate solution to this issue in the application of the concept of wakalah, whereby an authorized representative is appointed to perform dam on behalf of pilgrims who are unable to do themselves. This approach is permitted under Islamic law and has been affirmed by religious authorities. Additionally, the provision of specialized guidelines and support services by Hajj management institutions can further assist the vulnerable groups in fulfilling their dam obligation without undue hardship. In conclusion, contemporary issues surrounding the implementation of dam in Hajj require serious attention and an integrated approach. By strengthening pilgrim education, enhancing transparency in payment system, improving the management of large-scale slaughtering, and applying the concept of wakalah for pilgrims in need, the performance of dam can be carried out more effectively. These measures not only enable pilgrims to fulfill their religious obligation with confidence, but also ensure that the completion of Hajj remains fully aligned with Sharia principle.
Analysis of fatwa. Dam for omitting an obligatory act of Hajj or Umrah, for example, not staying overnight in Muzdalifah. This is the most common type of dam and is widely known for offering alternative options if the pilgrim is unable to slaughter an animal. In Mazhab Hanafi, applies dam tartib. Sequential dam, the primary obligation is to slaughter a goat or sheep. Alternative, if unable to do so, the pilgrim must fast for 10 days, 3 days in Mecca, and 7 days after returning home. In Mazhab Haniki, applies dam takhir wa ta'dil. Choice with equivalent value, the pilgrim is given a direct choice: slaughtering a goat, feeding 6 per person with food equal in value to the price of a goat, fasting for 3 days. In Mazhab Shafi'i, applies dam tartib wa ta'dil, sequential with equivalent value. The order of obligations is strict: slaughtering a goat or sheep. Alternative, if unable to afford it, fasting for 10 days, 3 days in Mecca, and 7 days in the home country. In Mazhab Hanbali, similar to the Shafi'i position, applying tartib wa ta'dil, the primary obligation is slaughtering. Alternative, fasting for 10 days if unable to perform the slaughter. The Maliki school provides a direct choice between slaughtering, fasting, or feeding the poor. In contrast, the Hanafi, Shafi'i, and Hanbali schools emphasize a sequential order where fasting 10 days is only an alternative if slaughtering cannot be carried out. And the last one, dam due to jima, sexual intercourse before the first tahallul. This violation is the most serious because it can invalidate the Hajj. All mazhab Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i and Hanbali is unanimously agreed that engaging in jima before the first tahallul, the initial partial exit from ihram, invalidates the Hajj. The legal consequence is severe. A major dam, slaughtering a camel or a cow, is required, and the Hajj must be repeated in the following year. A minor difference exists. The Maliki school states that if intercourse occurs after the first tahallul, the Hajj remains valid, but a small dam, a goat, is required. In this more serious violation, the juristic views of the four schools are almost unanimous, highlighting the critical importance of preserving the sanctity of Hajj from sexual relations.
Next, I will explain the solution for improvement. First, pilgrim welfare and safety are enhanced through annual health screening and strict compliance with health guidelines set by Saudi authorities and international organizations to ensure pilgrims are fit and safe during Haji. Second, the effective management is strengthened through the Muzakarah as an official platform to update guidelines, ensure Sharia compliance and standardized procedure across the Tabung Haji agency. Third, Tabung Haji contribute to strengthening the Islamic economy through efficient and Sharia compliant fund management, involve investment in various sectors beyond the Haji operation. So lastly, corporate governance is enhanced by establishing a professional integrity driven board of directors that operate independently of political influence. Step 2, specialized training module on dam matter. To provide effective religious guidance, Tabung Haji has strengthened its training system to ensure pilgrims perform Haji according to Sharia. Guidance in the Holy Land is delivered mainly through PIHTAS, who are qualified, trained through Muzakarah program and support by 24-hour Haji guidance hotline and expert consultation. A comprehensive manual support, staff training and ensure TH officer can clearly explain dam-related guidelines. While simplified material help pilgrim understand dam types, procedure and responsibility consistent. Step 3, transparent coupon and slaughtering system rely on Tabung Haji to manage sacrifice goat for Haji Tamattu. First, Akika.my platform is offer combined package of Sunnah Kurban, obligatory, dam in Makkah, simplified in process for pilgrims. 2, integration with official Korban platform, Adahi, by linking payment to official Saudi entities like Adahi or ISDB. Tabung Haji ensure Sharia compliance, authorized slaughter and proper distribution of meat to the needy, reducing fraud risks. Third, verification mechanism. As an verification system, allow digital payment, official receipt and real-time notification once the slaughter is complete, enhancing transparency and pilgrims' confidence in the process. Conclusion, dam is a crucial Sharia mechanism in Haji and Umrah, serving as a means to rectify violation or shortcoming during the pilgrimage. These are different types of dam, tertib, ta'dil and tahyil, which specific penalty from animal sacrifice to fasting or charity depend on the offence and the pilgrim's ability. LTH efficiently manage dam, ensure Sharia compliant payments, slaughtering and meat distribution to the needy. Initiatives like Akika4U.my and Adahi enhance transparency and accountability, while practical like VAAR training modules along with the staff education help pilgrims understand dam obligation, prevent mistake and ensure a safe Sharia compliant Haji. Overall, the combination of clear guideline, effective governance, modern technology and religious education ensure that pilgrims can fulfill their dream dam obligation confidently, achieve a complete and a mabrur Haji. That's all for us.